But yeah, we're gonna have a bit more fun with them in these outfits, man. Because I do have another one which I found hilarious.
Yeah, God. Well, they haven't figured it out at this point.
Yeah, where oil is extracted. That's what he said.
Well, that's... So confused.
Oh my God.
It's like he's just realized.
Yeah.
Indian bank.
Oh my God. So devastated.
Cheated us. He went cheat us. Love that they get accosted here.
This was just chaos, the scene.
Why didn't they take their clothes off at this point? Like at least the headdress.
Oh my God.
They're literally having to run away.
Oh my God. That's a short one, but I mean, I included that one because of, I mean, one, it's just hilarious.
Oh man.
But,
I love how it slowly dawns on them that this is Chennai.
Yeah.
Like there's so many signs. No one else is wearing what they're wearing.
No.
But it takes like a bus and like the Indian bank sign there to figure it out.
Correct.
Oh man.
Yeah. I love how it just slowly dawns on them. Like, wait, what? This isn't Dubai. This is Dubai. There's like, I mean, I don't know if they had. I don't know if only Mohanlal could read the Tamil language because, like, there was that. I guess I'm guessing Tamil and Malayalam look pretty similar in the scripture from what I've seen as well.
Yes.
But I don't know. Maybe it was a strategic choice to make him the one to point it out because he has the econ first class.
Very educated. And it might be that, you know, like if you actually go to some of these Gulf states and there is a big Indian population, it wouldn't be unnatural to have like an Indian quarter or an Indian city town, right? Where, you know, you even have that in Western societies, right? Like, but
I'm not sure in like the 70s or like in the 80s.
Like,
yeah,
good point.
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe
you wouldn't assume it's as well developed. Yeah. It's like literally an entire town with like Indian bank and stuff and nothing but Indian people.
No, exactly right. And the last part was, I don't know what that was. I don't know if this is meant to be a small commentary because I know I've experienced a bit of that when I've been in India, when you get off a bus stop and like you have like a billion people coming at you about, hey, you know, sir, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go?
Yeah. Because maybe they assume you're like a rich foreigner or something, right? And so, they want to give you their service. Yeah.
Correct. I think that's what it's sort of trying to tell us about. But I just thought it was just, another just well done comedy scene, which is the chaos is just all around them, and they've done it with just such small scale. Again, like that's the other thing about all Malayalam movies, but this is great because we're seeing it from the 80s, 1987. They were still doing the same kind of small scale kind of thing, but still extracting so much out of it.
That's right,
which I absolutely love. So that's definitely a consistent theme that they've carried through to even today. Which is just fantastic.
It's great writing and shows how much you can do with so little if you have great actors.
Exactly right. Great actors who can carry it off. Great writers like Srinivasan who writes and acts in this, which is itself is pretty crazy. But yeah, man, it's just funny seeing this dynamic basically, and I love that sort of fish out of water comedy is ones I've generally like whenever I see like something off. It's just to see people realize that wait a second, this isn't what I think it is.
Right, yeah.
So that's always pretty funny. But just another. Again, this is like all within the first the first half I think, and it's all
the movie.
Back to back. I've had to cut out comedy scenes in this one because there's so many of them.
It's non-stop. It's a great point. Yeah.
It really is. It's like 90% comedy or something like that, I think, and maybe like 10% drama.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a ride, man. And yeah, at this point, I was like, yeah, this is a really fun movie. Like I got to the point because we've already seen so much sort of chaos, but I was like invested in this movie much more now to see where the story would take them. And at this point, I was just like, I want to follow these two characters wherever they go.
Exactly. That's right. And I think there's a genuine unpredictability to this film. Like, what are these guys next going to do? And who knows what they could get themselves into because they are naive. They're trying to make money quickly and they're now in a foreign place, or, they're not in Kerala anymore. So there's an unpredictability to it. The pieces start falling together in the second half of the film as to where this might all lead. But at this point in the film, you're just like, I'm just following these guys and seeing what kind of mischief they get into.
No, it is. I don't know. It also has a good relatability factor as well because we've all sort of been in that situation when our money's not great and we're envisioning things, how life could be. And we see that a lot as well because there's another hilarious scene where they're trying to get work and they're talking to like the guy about the house and he's like, AC, like a big driveway,
big
a garden,
lot.
and all for like 150 rupees.
It's like their expectations and reality do not match at all.
No. But we've all sort of been there at some time. Like, what if I did this and I get this kind of job and I can have that kind of life? Like, especially during like university phase, I would say, like when we're sort of just before entering the workforce. Or sometime similar to that. Yeah, and how they're going to submit themselves. And, you sort of see one other thing I do want to mention about this is like throughout this, we're seeing a lot of comedy scenes, but they do have a lot of scenes which make you really feel for the characters as well. I think they do that. They do that well because these are characters who are very well developed in terms of like what is their ambitions, who they are, what kind of people they are. And there are certain moments that just strike every now and then that sort of hit you in terms of like, these guys are doing it really tough. Like so you sympathize with them throughout the movie, even in the comedy sections. So I think that's also really well done.
This film has a great deal of heart, despite the fact it is like constant laughs. The two characters, you do sympathize with them, and even though they often find themselves in these situations because of their own naivety, you still are rooting for them. At the end of the day, like the Mohanlal character does, he's trying to find money so he can send it back to his mum. That is his key motivation, right? And then the kind of depression he goes into when his mother passes away. But at his heart, that is the reason he wants a good job and to make a lot of money. It's because he doesn't want his mum to suffer. So these are good people at heart, and that is really well fleshed out, particularly in the second half of the film, I thought.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes this movie probably also stand the test of time as well, I feel, because they're so likable. You just enjoy seeing them on screen together and sort of by themselves, and enjoy seeing their sort of journey. You probably feel for them during the difficult times, and then you enjoy the comedy. But I think without that sort of underlayer of these characters being so good-hearted, and you rooting for them, it sort of crumble pretty quickly if that wasn't there. Like if they had anything that was like maybe not so pure at heart or something like that, or they had something maybe even a bit sinister, maybe or mean-spirited, as you said, that would sort of turn it down. But they don't go into that at all. Even the villains, I don't feel any of them like they are more comedic, and I'm kind of glad they did that. They don't make anyone too like over the top bad, like they're not trying to do something truly evil, like they don't go into that detail. Even the killer, like he's like you never really take him. You never take him seriously.
Yeah. And I think the fact that they have so much heart, like we sense that as the audience, but in the context of the film, I think people also see that in them because, like at the start of the movie, someone gets them a loan for a car, right? Like they want them to succeed. Then you have the taxi driver they kind of finally meet up with in this film, and he's like compelled to help them find a job. And then of course you have the Shobana character who sees like the goodness in them as well. So it's that goodness is visible to people just behind the layers of comedy and naivety and silliness of the characters sometimes. So that lovability is so critical.
Great balance. The movie is very well balanced, I'd say, in terms of that. Like it balances the comedy with the heart, with the emotions.
That's right.
Really well. Because these kind of movies are it's difficult to get this right, because if you don't put heart into it, then it just becomes like a complete slapstick, which honestly, I think I find that it happens in Hollywood quite a bit. Like you can't watch them again because it's just like, this is just silly. Like it's fine. I can enjoy it one time, but I can't take anything away from this. It's just
comedy's hard to do, man. And in 87, to create a film that was ahead of its time like this was, and to withstand the test of time like this does, it's special.
No, they say comedy is like the hardest to do because, again, like it's like the most subjective. Like, there are probably people that this comedy didn't work for.
That's true. Yeah,
and I completely understand. I completely understand that if it's not your kind of comedy, that's fine, and that's what makes comedy difficult. But for me, personally, it's just this kind of comedy definitely works for me. And as I said, if it goes in with the heart, then it's like then it's perfect.
Exactly,
it's like the perfect mix. But speaking of Shobana, I think we should probably give her some credit because she's done some pretty awesome work in this too. I think this is a scene with her. Yeah.
I feel his pain.
Love seeing them so young.
Yeah. This is kind of the real tonal shift for a little while that happens here.
Definitely. This is where Mohanlal really shines. He's so
good at evoking sympathy from the audience.
അങ്ങനെ പറഞ്ഞാൽ എങ്ങനെ അമ്മേ? അയാൾക്കൊരു ആശ്വാസമാവട്ടെ. ശരി, മോൾ അതിങ്ങ് എടുത്തോണ്ട് വാ. നാട്ടിൽ പോവാൻ കാശില്ലെന്ന് ഓർത്ത് മോൾ വിഷമിക്കണ്ട. ശ്വാസം പുറപ്പെട്ടോളൂ.
എല്ലാം കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് 3-4 ദിവസമായി. അവിടെ ഇനി ആരെയും കാണാനില്ല.
എന്നാലും വീട്ടുകാര്,
എനിക്ക് വീടും വീട്ടുകാരൊന്നുമില്ല.
This highlights the sort of isolation as well, right?
Yeah, yes. And like the real stakes of why they're doing what they're doing behind the comedy.
Yeah. Correct.
അമ്മ പറഞ്ഞു എന്തെങ്കിലും കഴിക്കാൻ.
They're great together.
It's so good together. They're just,
വരൂ.
എനിക്ക് തീരെ വിശപ്പ് തോന്നുന്നില്ല.
അമ്മ പറഞ്ഞു കഴിക്കാതെ പറ്റില്ലെന്ന് പറയാൻ. വന്നേ, എനിക്ക് പാത്രം കൊണ്ടുപോകണം.
His eyes, man. Just a quick glance. See the sorrow on his face.
Conveys so much.
ഭക്ഷണം കൊണ്ടുവന്നാണോ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്? ഭയങ്കര ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടായി പോയി.
She's great too, just being a consoling partner. It's just so good. Great dynamic.
And she kind of has her own character here as well, not just like a bit of a romantic lead.
No.
നാട്ടിൽ പോയി അമ്മയെ ഇങ്ങോട്ട് വിളിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് വരണമെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചിരുന്നതാ.
ഇനിയിപ്പോ അതൊക്കെ ആലോചിച്ച് വിഷമിച്ചിട്ട് ഒരു കാര്യമില്ലല്ലോ.
ഞാനൊരു നല്ല നിലയിൽ എത്തിക്കാണാൻ അമ്മ ഒരുപാട് കഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടു. എന്ത് ചെയ്യാൻ, തലയിലെ വര ശരിയായില്ല. ഞങ്ങളുടെ ഒരു അകന്ന ബന്ധത്തിൽപ്പെട്ട വീട്ടിലായിരുന്ന അമ്മ. ഉടനെ വിവരം അറിയിക്കാൻ അവർക്കെന്റെ അമ്മയുടെ ഇരുമ്പ് പെട്ടിക്കടിയിന്ന് 2 ദിവസം മുമ്പാണത്രേ ഈ അഡ്രസ് കിട്ടിയത്.
ഒന്നും നമ്മുടെ നിയന്ത്രണത്തിലല്ലല്ലോ. എല്ലാ ദുരന്തങ്ങളും കണ്ടു നിൽക്കാനുള്ള കഴിവേ.
It's also an underlying theme as well. Fate.
എന്റെ അച്ഛൻ ആക്സിഡന്റിലാണ് മരിച്ചത്. ഡ്രൈവറായിരുന്നു. കാലത്ത് എന്റെ കയ്യിൽ നിന്ന് ചോറുപതി വാങ്ങിച്ചു പോയതാ. രാത്രി നേരത്തെ വന്നിട്ട് ഒരു സിനിമ കാണിച്ചു തരാമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിരുന്നു.
This somehow hits as well. Just the fact you don't know too much about her character.
It's a delivery.
എനിക്കതൊന്നും വിശ്വസിക്കാൻ കഴിഞ്ഞില്ല. രാവിലെ എഴുന്നേൽക്കുമ്പോ രാധയെന്ന് വിളിച്ചോണ്ട് അച്ഛൻ വരാന്തയിൽ ഇരിപ്പുണ്ടാവുമെന്ന് വെറുതെ ആഗ്രഹിക്കും. കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോ മറക്കാൻ ശ്രമിച്ചു. മറന്നല്ലേ പറ്റൂ.
And that's not an unusual response. Yeah.
No. It helps to sort of build that bond between these two, right?
Exactly, yes. They're sharing their sorrows.
Yeah. Man. She is just so good. Like, I think she's
phenomenal,
fantastic.
Man.
Like, honestly, like, yeah, in every single role. In this one, obviously, she has a little bit compared to Srinivasan and Mohanlal. I think, they're sort of one
leads,
A and one B, and like Shobana is sort of more a support character. But man, I mean, every time I see her on screen, there's just a certain grace that she has.
Yes.
It's almost the equivalent to Mohanlal's charisma that he has. She has the same level of sort of grace and sort of to portray that in everything she sort of does. Like
she has, the charisma is there in the sense of presence. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly right.
She doesn't get overshadowed by Mohanlal in that scene or in any scene she's in. Yeah.
No, to be honest, never like that. You never feel like it's, Mohanlal is the highlight and someone's just sort of someone else is there. She is on that screen together. You're looking at both of them, because they're both doing so much together so well.
That's it.
Phenomenal.
And I wonder how many movies they've acted in together because they have tremendous chemistry as well. Like Mavin Combath would have been like, after this, maybe like 6 or 7 years. But
I think that's like
the chemistry
late
work.
90s.
Yeah, okay. They work so well. And even when you the first scene she's introduced in where he's like a clerk in accounts, like she's like a bit like thinks he's a bit of an idiot and like a bit of a fool and like doesn't give him time of the day. And so, she's not just like someone who's immediately in love with him or whatever. Like, so I feel like she has a bit of character herself.
Another hilarious scene with the chair.
The chair. I'm just like, what are you doing? I love that.
No, No, I think you mentioned something in like when we were talking, like, she has her own character in this, and I absolutely love Malayalam cinema, especially from this time period. All the time, they always give the female characters their own role. They're not just thrown in there to be a love interest.
That's right.
Like they have their own story, they have their own personality, they have their own problems, as sort of this one shows us. They have their own journey. It's so respectful. I just love it so much, and no one does it better than Shobana. But you asked how many movies are done together. Guys. If you couldn't tell, our comment section is filled with a lot of gems. So thank you for everyone for commenting. Another comment in our sections from Akila4942. Mohanlal and Shobana acted on screen pair in almost 55 movies.
What?
55 movies.
That is more than him and Srinivasan. That's insane.
Yeah. They did 20. These two did 55 together. This is I think they called it like an evergreen sort of combo or something like that, and that makes a lot of sense. But I mean, their chemistry together is just through the roof. Like, I love how it's like, they can do comedy together and they can do this like relationship where like, they're not in love right now, but it's like there's not even a thought of love right now. That sort of isn't started yet. This is almost like where it starts. I think.
The sharing of thoughts. Yes.
Yeah. So this is really where they start to, really get to know each other. And
I think that's right. And the way that the Mohanlal character almost proposes to her or tells her how he feels, he's like, I finally found someone I can share my sorrows with. He's not saying my joys necessarily or whatever, even though that is encompassed, but he says share my sorrows with. And so this is kind of the start of that deeper relationship. Yeah. I also love Shobana's character because she's able to do so much with so little, because she immediately knows that Mohanlal's character is all bluster and gusto and stuff. When he comes around to get the kerosene, he's like, he doesn't say it's because he doesn't have enough money, even though she knows exactly that's the case. Like, she's not silly. She gets what he's trying to do, and I love that.
Correct. No, it's really good. Now, I love how they portray her as a well-educated character, but also you're right. Like when you sort of mentioned like her own journey, because she also gets like stuck in this mess as well, because she gets her job, fired to some more, comedic events because Thilakan's character thinks that she's involved or knows
she's
something.
Involved,
Hilarious. But they do a great job, and we have to talk about that song as well.
Great, yes.
That beautiful song, which we actually, so the origins why we're doing this movie, we did the song reaction for that song.
Yes.
In one of our ones. So then we sort of came back, and then I was fortunately able to find this movie with subtitles. Yeah. And I thought, you know what, let's also review the movie because it just sounded great and the comments sounded great. And that song is, again, another one of these examples of like, you want to make the most out of that song. This song does it, man. Like, it really shows us the relationship, what it could be, how they feel for each other so well. It's use so well because there's not many songs in this. There's only 2, I think.
Only 2, yeah.
One at the start, which is more comedic, and then this one to really underpin that sort of relationship to sort of keep it like, hey, we can do so much in so little time using music to build on that emotion. Because music does that in a way that dialogue cannot, right? You can use music to hit you at another level.
That's right.
So
it's spectacular, man. I do love that use of music to actually add to the story, not just be an interlude in the story. And it is actually used to develop kind of the love angle of their relationship is all done throughout the course of that song. And I love that both songs in this movie are about them dreaming or him dreaming about what the future is and what he thinks life should be. And that's makes you invest in him even more because you want that happy ending for him.
Yeah, correct. So now we're huge fans of Shobana. I think she's a fantastic actress. Absolutely. And up there with, honestly, like she's up there with Mammootty and Mohanlal, like as terms of acting abilities. Because I've just been so impressed with her and sort of what she's done. It's incredible. And I'm glad that she's done so many movies and been like, one of these actresses that are really crucial to the industry. She wasn't just there for a movie or two. She's actually helped shape this industry as much as probably Mohanlal and Mammootty sort of have. Like they're obviously credited a lot for sort of their work and what they've done, to build the Malayalam industry. I mean, obviously I've not seen everything, guys, so I might be saying this, prematurely, but from what I'm getting the sense so far, I'm a huge fan of what she's done, and she's been in so many influential movies like this. Yeah, it's incredible, and I'm glad they've done so many movies together because you find something that works.
About that's lovely.
Yeah, exactly right. And also, I wanted to mention they have that. There is a little bit of a theme about sort of fate because Srinivasan's character also sort of keeps plugging away at that line, right? Like it will happen when it will happen.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, because Vijayan to Dasan, Vijayan keeps saying like, Mohanlal's character keeps saying like, why couldn't we have thought of this before? Like, how come we don't think of this idea now? But Vijayan's the one that's always saying, you know what, it's, it happens when it's meant to happen. So there is,
that's right.
that sort of theme that sort of carried forward.
And it reflects kind of the impatience of youth, right? Like we want everything to happen now. We want to go straight to the best job. We want to, have the family and like do all of this stuff, have the best house. And he's saying, be patient. These things happen in good time, which
correct. Yeah, so he's actually the wise one in the end out of these two. So. But again, it's a great scene, and we just talked about that part about sort of this movie having heart, so it led well into this actually.
Yeah.
But let's keep going with this one, man. It's I'm sure there'll be more comedy. So. Oh yeah.
Welcome, my boy.
Love. Man, I love this character.
Circle Inspector? Yes. Circle Inspector വിളിക്കുന്നു എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു പോലീസ് വേഷത്തിൽ ആളിനെ വിട്ടത് ഞാനാണ്.
He's like, what?
നിങ്ങൾ കാരണം മാനം പോയ ഒരു
professional killer.
I love that he calls himself that.
I know.
No assassin calls himself that.
വളരെ നിസ്സാരമായി ഞാൻ തട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. പക്ഷേ അന്ന് ഉന്തുവണ്ടിയിൽ വെച്ച ബോംബിൽ നിന്നും അത്ഭുതകരമായി നിങ്ങൾ രക്ഷപ്പെട്ടു.
Such elaborate plans, bombs and stuff are just two ordinary guys. He has no fear that this is a professional killer.
Oh, I love the suitcase.
Why did he bring that out? It's so good. Gives them the choice.
Look, man, I am not an alabaladi.
I think we're going to spend some time talking about this guy actually because I haven't got too many scenes of him, but he comes out of nowhere. And I got to say, at one point I was like, why have they put this guy in? But when this scene came around, I was like, this is why they brought this guy in. He is so ridiculous. Funny from his plans.
He says so many things that are like incredible. When he first meets the cronies and the Thilakan character, he's like, I'm a professional killer. Yeah. I've just come back from murdering someone at Beirut and I can only stay for 2 days because I've got another murder I have to do. I'm like, stop speaking so plainly. It's brilliant. I love it. He just says it out loud, all the things you would think he would be very coy about.
No, he's pretty hilarious. I'm not sure who this actor was, but he was just really, really funny.
He is
in sort of a character role, I'd say. Like, like a, he doesn't have so much of a backstory and stuff like that, but he just interjects and just comes in and just, creates a lot of chaos. And this suitcase always cracked me up every time he opened it up because he'd just show his different gadgets. I think The scene that cracked me up the most was the bomb one, where he just sort of puts the bomb inside the veggies, like
it's like just barely hidden inside
so
the veggies.
Yeah,
like,
put some beans on top of it, and
like such elaborate plans to just kill two random guys. Like they're not even dangerous. Why? I guess he thinks they're cops or something. Maybe.
Yeah. And Thilakan thinks they're geniuses, right? To the genius they keep escaping. But yeah, man, this guy was pretty spectacular.
Oh, the show, yeah.
A real personal killer.
What choice?
You can select your own weapon.
So nice.
Bow and arrow.
Pistol. Come on.
So impractical.
No. I will select.
I love that he closes it. He closes the briefcase before fighting them.
Why did he choose a knife?
And why did he set a circular location as well?
Yeah.
So stealthily.
I love his outfit too.
So impractical for this.
Yeah.
And it's not practical 2 against 1 with a knife. It's like...
yeah. Oh man, the glasses.
Oh man, glasses are
I love this.
It's because he's a real professional killer.
Yeah. Watching the air. I want to mention, we have to give some credit to the physical acting in this one as well. The physical
also
comedy,
great.
especially in this scene, is just fantastic. Because these guys are just, especially Srinivasan, because I think I would expect Mohanlal to just be able to do that because we've seen him do act and stuff before. But yeah, Srinivasan's physical acting, like when he's stunned like that and stuff like that,
it's terrific.
It's sort of really, really good. And this guy again, this part cracked me up, just punching the air, and it's so like
why are you doing?
It's not like martial arts or something like that. He's just throwing his arms around.
He's just trying to intimidate them. I just love that he keeps saying he's a real professional killer. Like no one doubts that. It's fine.
Yeah. The repetition of lines works in this kind of comedy. Whether it's the what you call it, BCom first class, or I'm a professional killer. Like if you keep repeating it, it just makes it funny. Like I don't know why. But
the more you say it, the more insane it is. Yeah.
But yeah, man, this is just hilarious.
I love that they're eyeing him down. Headbutt.
Yeah, headbutt.
Why is he getting head first? I'm glad that they showed his actual strength though, because otherwise it would have been too comedic.
Oh god.
And the music is perfect for this.
Oh, it's perfect. So whimsical. Yeah, there's the strength again.
This is.
Oh, here we go. Come on, man.
Such a poor move.
Professional killer. Love it.
I love this. I love that they inadvertently solve crimes. It's brilliant.
Yep. Just by accident. Happy ending.
They deserve it.
I love it.
It's like, of course we're cops. I love this music as well. It's like so idyllic and happy.
Of course.
Still playing second fiddle.
Oh man, that was so funny.
Representative of the entire movie. You just watch it with a smile on your face, man.
Definitely. Yeah, it's such a fun movie. This one's really enjoyable. I think it gets to it just does everything so well, from the comedy to the drama in bits to Mohanlal's performance to Srinivasan playing them sort of alongside him.
Yes.
Yeah, and just
everyone plays their role so well. Yeah.
There's so many scenes that like we didn't even sort of include that I was thinking of. There was a whole scene with Srinivasan and the filming set, and he gets a gun out
with the pistol.
I was laughing so much at that scene, man. When he jumps out at the cronies again, they're running for his life.
And then he jumps over the fence and like he's at his the Thilakan's house or whatever, and he flips out as well and starts running.
There's so many scenes in this. It is actually non-stop comedy, to be honest.
Really
yet somehow they still managed to sort of make it entertaining, and intertwine
and to really care for these characters.
Make you sort of care for these characters, and it was just fantastic, and just a great ending to this one as well. Like, I think this was the final one. Like, there were a few other sort of fight scenes in between that happened. Like some more other brawls.
Yes.
So I mean, I was a pretty big fan of this movie, man. But how about you? Like, where did you sit on this one?
I really enjoyed it, man. Like, as I was saying, this just makes you laugh out loud. It makes you care for the characters. It's interesting plot where you don't know where things are going. Great premise, and I'm blown away that this is as funny as it is right now as it was back then, man. Because comedy generally doesn't age well. I think of some of the movies I loved in the 90s. I don't think I could watch them now and find them funny. Just goes to show how high quality the writing, the acting, cinematography, and music, all the elements here work so well, man.
Yeah. No, definitely. It's pretty. It is definitely a timeless classic. And the other thing that really makes it like unbelievable for me is that the runtime is like 2 hours and a half.
Yeah,
which is,
it's not short.
Ridiculously long for a comedy. Like, I mean, Hollywood comedies are not more than like 90 minutes maximum. Like, not even that sometimes. So
it's hard. Yeah,
it's hard to do that. So this one's like, I mean, I did feel, if I do have any criticisms, at times, maybe sometimes this movie felt like it was a little bit long. I think especially during those,
I think that's right.
Yeah, some of those brawling scenes, I was like, okay, I don't know if I need to have this really. Like the whole union fight and stuff like that. And even that, before this one, there's another one where they're trying to attack them and everyone comes together, which I think was also funny. But no, that was after this one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the final.
Basically, So I think if they could have actually ended it on this one, I think it would have actually been okay. So there was some that was there, but again, that's, I would say, minor critique for a movie I thoroughly enjoyed.
I think that's right. Yes, that's right. Like it keeps your attention going pretty quickly from like one thing to the next. So there isn't long periods where you're like waiting for something to happen. It's pretty laughs a minute here.
Correct. Yeah, but this was a really fun episode, man. I really enjoyed talking about this movie.
I love this.
Definitely, guys, let us know in the comment section for other sort of comedies, other sort of if these sequels are sort of also as good. We can always plan something down the line and do something similar to that as well. If that has as much if that's as popular and you guys want us to do that, we can sort of do that. But as for this, thanks to everyone for listening, supporting our channel. We're really enjoying exploring Malayalam cinema, and I think this is a great one to do because it's opened up another side for us, because we definitely have been more on the heavy-handed, police procedurals, serious, actions, serious dramas. So, this one really helps us out to sort of just be like, hey, there's actually a pretty funny side to this industry too, and it provides a different sort of form of entertainment, which we really love. And also all the social stuff as well. It's still there. It's just not
such useful context. Yes.
Yeah. So let's know in the comments what you guys thought. And yes, Sunny, like always, this has been a blast, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Absolute blast. Catch you then, man.
Yes. Bye.